Hi, everybody. My name is Danielle Jefferson, and today I want to discuss gay representation. Now, I know a lot of people have had a lot of issues with this, and I'm trying to figure out why. Why are people so eager to tame gay storylines? I believe that, like most people in most times during history when great change occurs, people are afraid. No one wants to admit it, of course. But people are very much afraid of what the advancement of the gay agenda means for their lives and for their children. Not much. What it means is that equality is for everyone, not just the people that society deems that it should be for. All people are created equal, and until we start to realize that and deal with it in the appropriate ways, none of us will actually have freedom. But positive representation gives you pride, encouragement, inspiration, and a sense that you can do it too. Much like kids, teens, and even adults of any subgroup or culture, LGBTQ people need to see accurately represented characters that reflect themselves and the people that they know and love so well. We hear a lot of talk about the gay agenda, but what is it? Other than a super disrespectful way to belittle the LGBT community's advocacy for equal rights in this country, it's nothing more than anti-gay, extremist propaganda. Granted, all people have an agenda of some kind. So why does the LGBT's agenda just have to be evil or corrupt? Exactly how is advocating to be treated like a human being and having the same rights as everyone else perverted or sinister in any shape, way, or form? How is wanting to not be killed or judged or discriminated against a bad thing? Recently, many people have said that gay representation on TV is going too far and that it's all a part of a plan to remove traditional values and morals and to increase sexual androgyny and deviance. One of the shows that are heavily criticized currently is Empire and the gay character Jamal. My question is, what's wrong with it? Because his gay sex offends you? How do you think 100 years of cinematic history with only the sight of straight sex felt to gays and lesbians? Or do you care? Do you care about stories that don't specifically relate to you? For your information, Jamal is based off of the real-life events of Lee Daniels, Empire's creator. So look again at this character, not as a title, a category, or someone you can fit inside of a little box that's convenient for you, but as a human being with human feelings and real experiences that change the course of their lives. One complaint some people have is that gays are depicted as sympathetic characters in order to distract from the perversity that is the reality of the LGBT community? False. The perversity is in your own mind. You see gays that way and pass that down through generations, and that's what's responsible for the stigma. And there is no one correct portrayal because LGBT comes in lots of diverse and interesting packages. Hence, the reason why representation is so important, to show the reality of people in the LGBT communities. I know that there's just some people who don't want to see sex in movies and TV, period, which is absolutely fine. But there are a lot of people who are hypocritical in nature who are down to watch lesbian scenes. But when it's a gay man, oh no. But do you really want to know the solution? Do you? Well, it's really easy actually. Don't watch. Change the channel. It's really easy and no one cares. But please, stop complaining. Did you ever consider that it wasn't made with you in mind and that you are not the target demographic? Also, I have yet to see a gay sex scene in broadcast television that compares to something like 50 Shades of Grey. Hypocrisy much? The third is a phrase that I hear all the time. And unfortunately, it doesn't match the things that come out of people's mouths. That is, condemning the sin and loving the person. Possible, but is that what people are really doing? I detest when people say this because for a lot of people it's just something that sounds good. It's used as a shield for people to say ugly, disrespectful things, but be covered by God when they say it and claim that it's all in love, and it's not. I mean, if I walked up to you and said, "Damn, girl, your face is an abomination," would you take that as love? I don't think so, unless you're stupid. Just because you say this, it doesn't mean you have a free pass to let foolishness fly out of your mouth. You say you don't support hate crimes against LGBT community members. Well, where do you think it starts? Your mentalities and the words coming out of your mouth. For example, the bathroom issue. The reality is that transgender people have been around for a very long time, and the reality is that if you use public bathrooms, the odds are you've already been in a bathroom with a transgendered person and walked out just fine. So this criminalization, this perversion of someone who just doesn't look, think, act, believe as you do, that has very little to do with them and everything to do with you. The bottom line is, when one of us lacks freedom, we all lack freedom. It doesn't matter whether you agree, whether you disagree, whether you like it, whether you don't. There are lots of things in this world that I don't like. That doesn't make it evil, sinister. And the reality is that this is not the world that I want my children to grow up in. A world where they can't be who they are if they are lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, or the like. This is very reminiscent of the civil rights era for me, personally. Because we were told that we were less than. We were treated like we were less than. So then my question becomes, how does a disenfranchised people decide to discriminate against another disenfranchised people? How is it that we are deserving of rights for ourselves, but in the same breath say that others shouldn't have those rights? When will we as a people learn to live and let live? And more importantly, when will we learn that representation should be inclusive of all people, regardless? Only until we find this in our hearts, in our mentalities, and in the way we treat people, will we all truly have freedom.